Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the Heart Pirates TCG here, and I'm bringing you a tournament video from our locals on Friday at Cool Stuff Games. We had 28 people here at this tournament at our locals on Friday. We have a lot of really good players at this locals, by the way. Like it is full of good players. So, very competitive environment. Both these people are actually 4-0 right now. We have Red Luffy on the left, and then we have Zoro on the right. I'm still waiting for someone to tell me why Luffy's better than Zoro. I understand that Luffy is essentially playing with 11 Dawn while Zoro is playing with 9. But it's not like your leader power doesn't do anything, you know. I mean, you put one on him always to not only give him a 1,000, but everyone else 1,000. So it's not like it's like a useless ability. So yeah, they're just shuffling up right now. We saw our Zoro player slip. He had the 1,000 Sunny stage, which gives you Arrested Dawn. I actually wonder if that's, like, I haven't seen anyone play that. I think it's actually a pretty good card. I know people were playing that at first, like when the deck first came out, but they kind of shied away from it. I wonder if that's actually going to come in handy, like, later on. I mean, essentially that kind of solves the whole Luffy problem, you know? If you're playing this 1,000 Sunny, I mean, you're literally just like, that's what Luffy's ability is on top of Zoro, so we'll see if it comes in handy. I didn't even think about that. I don't play a whole lot of red, though, so I'm just going to commentate over these games and just kind of give my base thoughts on it. I'm not an expert on any of these decks, so if I say something wrong, don't kill me. So Luffy goes first, which I think is really good, really big in this matchup. He goes first, plays the Nami, looks at his hand a couple times. Looks like you see a Jet Pistol, you see a Sanji. He ends up getting the Jet Pistol. He looks again, he's like, am I sure? Yeah. So gets the Jet Pistol. That'll probably come in handy later on if the guy has like a Robin on the right. We know if Zoro plays a Robin, or like, you know, maybe a Luffy can't get off the field, he has that Jet Pistol as backup. Actually, what's really funny is in these matchups, when it's red versus red, you actually play very much control style. Red versus red is essentially green versus green. It's very, very, very control style. So it looks like he swings with Luffy, and then he counters 2K with looks like Brook. Brook is the 2K counter, and now he has 4. Oh, he does have that 1,000 Sunny on the board, so he's got that out pretty early. He swings with only 4, or he swings with no Dawn with Zoro. He ends up taking it anyway. He rests 1 Dawn and plays a Nami, the extra Dawn Nami, and then he plays 2 for a Rush Sanji. That was actually a really good play. So he plays the Sanji and then gives Nami, uses Nami's ability and the 1,000 Sunny ability to give him that rush. And then it looks like he counters with 2 Luffy's, who is the 2K counter. And then it's the next player's turn. So he's gonna lose both of his cards this turn. I mean, Sanji's most likely gonna get eaten by Luffy, and then the Nami's gonna die to the Robin, it looks like. So he swings with Luffy. He has 5 Dawn up. What does he do? He just, his down goes Sanji. He wasn't really able to protect him that turn. That was very aggressive. And then he plays 5 years in Sobadi, and he searches. He basically plays another Nami. He looks at his hand again, deciding what he's gonna get. Sabadi. I don't really know how to say that word. Looks like he gets a Searcher Nami from it. He's kind of debating one last time. He's like, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. And then he's probably gonna play the Nami. Nope, he's gonna use Luffy's ability to put a Rested Dawn on Robin. He's gonna swing at life, and then he's going to kill the extra Dawn Nami, and then he's gonna take that life, and then he's gonna play the Nami. Why do I keep saying Robin? Why do I keep saying Robin, guys? He's going to play the Nami and look at the top 5 cards of his deck. He's getting a lot of searches here. I like 2 years in Sobuddy as much as the next guy, but man, like, he's putting in the work. I mean, he's had 3 searches so far. He gets a Rush Zoro from that. He still has 3 Dawn left too, so he can definitely put it to good use. Is he going to use it? Or is he just going to try to gain some control, maybe play a couple blockers? Oh, wow, he swings 5 at Zoro. He puts 3 on Nami and swings 5 at Zoro. Does he take that? He counters. He discards his own Robin as a counter, to not take that damage. That was really, really interesting. He's conserving his Dawn. He doesn't need to play the Zoro if he doesn't have to. I mean, that was the same result. He was going to counter anyway. That was really, really, really smart by our Luffy player. Keeping the Zoro in his hand so he can't die the next turn. Essentially the same effect. So our Zoro goes. He puts 1 on the Zoro, on his leader. And then he swings at Robin for 6. So he has to discard 2. If he wants to block this attack. Keeping this Robin on the field is very, very, very important, by the way, guys. Like this really, really affects certain matchups. Looks like he didn't keep him on the field. He decided that he wasn't worth the discards. So now that he just has 2 Namis on the field. And what does our Zoro player do, actually? This is very interesting. So now the board's kind of been equalized. He has 4 life. They both have 4 life. All he has is a Nami on the field, or 2 Namis on the field. He taps 5. He plays Rush Luffy. He gives the Sobuddy, he taps the 1000 Sunny to give Luffy. Looks like 7,000. Then looks like he attacks the Nami. I don't know if I agree with that one, but that was quite interesting. He attacks Nami with the Luffy. And I don't understand why. I know he can't be blocked, but he didn't have any blockers. So next turn, Luffy's up. He summons Zoro, puts a Dawn on Zoro, and swings 6. He's probably swinging 6 at Luffy, and oh wow, the Luffy dies. Wow, he didn't have anything to protect the Luffy. That's crazy. I mean, I know he would. The thing is, you probably could have protected him. He was going to die anyway, but like just make him use those attacks. Instead, you took a life. Looks like he swings, puts 3 on Nami, swings. He activates, or he takes it, and then he triggers 2 years in Sobuddy, and then he searches the Nami off of that. So it looks, I mean, this Luffy player is just playing fantastic. I think this is actually my friend Chris, who's playing Luffy on the left. I didn't take a picture of the standings, so I forgot who's playing who, but I'm pretty sure this is Chris. Shout out to Chris. He's a real one. He's a real one. All right, so next player's turn. It's the Zoro's turn. He now has 8 Dawn at his disposal. He taps 1 and plays the Nami. He's going to search the top 5 cards of his deck. What does he pick? Guys, don't even pay attention to me right now. What does he pick? He's thinking. I sped this video up a lot too, just so I can give you guys a more abbreviated good match. Looks like he picks up the Robin off the top of his deck with the Nami, the 3-cost Robin. And he still has 7 Dawn left at his disposal, and then he also has the 1000 Sunny event, so he has some plays he can make. I don't know how many cards are in his hand. I zoomed in on this a little bit just so there wouldn't be any big glares. The angle I have is good. It's just like sometimes the glare can be a little tricky with the way the store is set up. It has very bright lights, so I try to get you guys the best angles and video possible. Just sometimes, you know, you either can't see part of the life or the discard pile or anything like that, but I try to make it as good as I can given the circumstances. So looks like the Zoro goes down. He puts 1, or he dons 5, puts 1 on Rush Luffy, puts another on Luffy after tapping the Sobuddy, or the 1000 Sunny. And looks like the Luffy's gonna swing at the Nami again. I guess, is this what y'all do in the red matchup? You swing with your Namis? I know you do that in Law, but I didn't think you did that in the Luffy matchup. So now, looks like he has 10 Dawn at his disposal. It's the next player's turn. It's Luffy's turn. He has a decent amount of cards in his hand, but he has nothing on field. But, I mean, that doesn't really matter with red because everything has Rush, essentially, minus, like, Robin. Robin and Nami, pretty much. So he's kind of debating what he wants to do. He has 5 cards in hand. Looks like he has Otama, a Luffy, I'm trying to look at his hand right now with the angle. It looks like he has an Otama and a Luffy that I can see for sure. Thinks for a little bit. This is a very strategic matchup, by the way. He ends up actually donning 4 and playing Law. I actually don't know exactly what Law does. Actually, no, I think I know what Law does. On play, you minus 2,000 a opponent's character. So he plays Law and minus 2,000 to Luffy, and then he summons his own Rush Luffy and swings over it. Swings over to his life, he takes the damage, and now it's the next player's turn. Now they're both working at 10 Dawn now. And so it's 2 life to 4 life. Let's see who actually wins this game. It's looking, you know, like it can go either way, but I'm not entirely sure. Like, you know, red can get damage out of nowhere. This is a very, very interesting matchup because you play it so control-like for the most part. Like, you need that board control. Like, he was attacking Namis, you know, he wasn't going for life, you know, how most Zoros would do, you know, he was attacking Namis. So we'll see how that works. He's going to activate the 1,000 Sunny and swing for 7, or swing for 7 on his Luffy. Now he thinks for a little bit. Is he going to take this? Is he not going to take this? I'm not entirely sure. I think they're just going over a couple things right now. How many Dawn, how many cards in his hand, you know, things like that. He doesn't have a whole lot of cards in his hand left. I think at this point he has 3. But he has that Otama, like I said. He does 2k counter that. And then he plays all 9 and goes into for Shanks. He has the Shanks, boys. I feel like y'all always have the Shanks. All you freaking players. All you freaking red players always have the Shanks when you need it the most. That's me just being a salty, like, Blurple Crocodile player, but... so he has the Shanks, he swings into the Luffy, Luffy goes down. It is now Luffy's turn. Luffy has 10 Dawn, he has the Law on the field, and then obviously he has his leader. What does he do? He's just staring down a untapped Nami and a tapped Shanks. Looks like he's just gonna swing at leader for 5, and then swing at leader for another 5, and he's gonna take that, so he's down to 1 life. That's not looking good. That's a big disparity right there. 4 to 1 is not a lot. And then he has his own Shanks. He has his own Shanks. And then he uses Luffy's ability, puts his last Dawn on there. So Shanks is at, I believe, 12 now. So he has to count. Ooh, and the Shanks goes down. This is not looking good, my friends. This is not looking good. Man, maybe Luffy is better than Zoro. maybe you guys were right this whole time. Maybe Red Luffy's better than Red Zoro. I don't know. I still don't think so, but they definitely do win the matchup against Red most of the time. So, what does our Zoro player do? It's his turn. He has a few cards in his hand, so he can make some plays. He has all 9 Dawn now. He has all 10 Dawn now. He has 9. Taps the 1,000 Sunny, and then he swings at 7 to the guy's Law, and then he'll say, "Oh, all right, we'll take the Law." We will take the Law. So the Law is in the trash pile, in the graveyard for you Yu-Gi-Oh players. And now what is he going to do? How is he going to get the Shanks off the field? Does he have another Shanks in his hand? That would be actually nuts. But he probably has a way to counter out of that, actually. I mean, because he has... I think he might have 2 cards in his hand, 3 cards in his hand. So we'll see. How is he going to get the Shanks off the field? Because you can't get that Shanks off the field, you just lose, you know? Plays the Sanji. Dawn's 2 for Sanji. Was that the right call? Should he have just tried to put a bunch on Zoro and just swing over it? And then swing over the Law with the Sanji? I think that's what I would have done, but again, I don't play this deck. So he's putting all of his remaining Dawn on Sanji. And I don't know how much Sanji's at. I know he gains 2,000. So he's probably at like 12, I think. And down goes Shanks. And puts a chopper down to get some blocking. So it's looking good, unless he has a Rush Luffy in his hand, which I think he still does. I think he still has that Rush Luffy in his hand. So how's he going to get out of this? Because I'm pretty sure he still has it. He has 1 life to Luffy's 4. But, I mean, none of them have really played wrong. I don't think. I mean, unless attacking those Namis was a mistake, and then he jet pistols the the chopper. Jet pistol's a 1-cost blocker. That is so funny. He's probably, I mean, he does that because he's gonna swing for a lot of damage. He's gonna swing for, you know, 9 damage. Yep, and then he takes his last life. He's on no life now, and then he plays a Robin, which is just devastating. Like that means like even if he has a blocker, it's done. It's done. So it's not looking good for our red Zoro player. How is he gonna get out of this? I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think there is a way to get out of it, and especially with the amount of life that red has and the fact that they have rush. I just don't think he can actually get out of this. Plays a Nami, searches the top 5 cards of his deck, looking for an answer. Does he have it? Does he have a jet pistol, maybe? We'll see. I mean, the jet pistol would take out that Robin and secure him some stuff, but the problem is if you attack his life, he has a better chance of getting into one of the rush cards, and then just swinging for game. Rush Luffy, rush maybe another Mihawk, or not Mihawk, Shanks. A lot of cards in his. I mean, that's essentially another hand. 4 cards. He has 4 life right now. He gets a Brook. I don't think that's what he was looking for. I think he was looking for something else. Jet pistol, something, a hot Gatling, or not a hot Gatling, a Red Hawk. He puts 1 on Zoro, and then he swings naked with Sanji at his leader for 5. He has to have a plan on what he's gonna do with his Dawn. Maybe swing with like Nami. That still doesn't even sound right though. Does that sound right? Yep, he's gonna swing with the Nami. Figured that. For 5. He's probably just going to take it. He's not in any worry here. Oh, he counters out with a Robin. Okay. I guess it's a smart thing to do. You already have a Robin established. No need to take unnecessary damage. Although I would have taken unnecessary damage because you have no life right now. Like, you have no life. I would have taken 2 or 3 hits and just had all the cards at my disposal. But then again, I'm also, at this point, I was not 4-0. I was 3-1 at this point. So I was not at the table in the top of the bracket like these guys. So looks like he takes a little bit more damage. Looks like he's at 2 life now, and then he does actually jet pistol the Robin, and then he says he passes. So he leaves a Dawn up. He probably has like a guard point or something like that, something for 1 Dawn. So that'll be a plus 3,000 counter if he has it. I don't know if he is actually playing it or not. And Luffy is in firm control, it looks like. He has nothing on the field, but I don't really think it matters because I don't think our Zoro player is going to survive this turn. But if he does survive this turn, then I'm pretty sure he wins next turn. So we'll see how that is. Because, I mean, if he survives this turn, that means he'll have all of his characters on the field. So what is he going to do? What is he going to do, guys? I'm not entirely sure. So he's just kind of calculating right now, figuring it out. How is he going to do this? How is he going to do 1 life? Should you just put 10 on Luffy? 5 on Luffy? I mean, how many cards does he have in his hand? I don't know. He's checking out his discard pile. He's like, all right, what could you have? You know, I don't know how many cards are in his hand at this point, but like, I mean, when you have no life and no blockers and they have all 10 Dawn up, how do you actually win this game? I'm not sure. So we'll see how this goes down. Taking up some additional time. He doesn't want to blow this, guys. I mean, they're 4-0 at this point. I mean, they have every right to take their time, you know, win that tournament pack. Get in the top 8. Just puts 10 on Luffy, and he reveals his hand. Yeah, that's over. There's the handshake. Anyway, yeah, that was it, guys. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be posting just more videos, more gameplay, more, you know, deck profiles, all that type of stuff. So if you enjoy my content, I'd love for you to subscribe, like the video. It helps me out a whole lot. And yeah, I'm gonna be around for a while. So yeah, feel free to hit me up if you want any, you know, specific content that I don't do. But anyway, guys, peace out.